the Evergreen Media Network studios. Brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Treasure Coast Connector, connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. Treasure Coast Connector is the talk show, an online community where we put a spotlight on interesting local businesses and resources, then connect them to you, the consumers in the community. Everyone has an interesting story of why they do what they do. When we learn about what's happening in our own backyard and support local businesses, it strengthens our local economy. For details on the show, links to discounts, promos, past interviews, visit www.tcconnector.com. Joining me in the studio today is a woman who had to deal with the unexpected loss of her daughter. But Michelle Butler, she turned inward to cope with her loss and found an outlet through writing and art that helped her through the grieving process. She has just released a book. It is selling like hotcakes with many 5-star reviews. Her book, Please Don't Say That, SH*T. This is her book, and it has helped her. It is going to help untold millions. I'm saying that. And you are here to share this book and your art with the world. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is round 2 only because we had a gremlin invade our technology.
Don't call my daughter a gremlin.
Okay, oh, that's true. I always say gremlin, but the first time in like 4.5 years, my intro music was playing. We are sipping champagne, and this is Prince Henry, and it is, so we'll just do it. Like, can we clink? We can clink. Okay, very good. So now, even though this is French, it's a sparkling wine, and it's from the cellar beachside, okay? And we're wearing tiaras because this is your first book. And then you have a workbook as well. And we're gonna get into the details, but just take about a minute and share with us what made you turn to art, something you have never done before, painting, and then writing your book. What made you do that?
Like we said, Maddie died. It was 5 years ago, October 3rd. And when I should bring awareness also to how she died. Right. That was shallow water blackout, and her and her friends were just swimming. It was family night at the pool. I had just given her a nice piece of steak to chew on, and she went into the water, and I never saw her alive again. They were seeing who could hold their breath longest, and she never made it to the other side. And that is...
There's a statistic on that, because...
96% fatality rate and 20% of drownings that occur. And you have 2.5 minutes to resuscitate, or they're brain dead. Right, right.
And so this is a game that children and adults, no one should be playing, the who can hold their breath longer swimming underwater. Okay.
Yeah. And you should look it up online and really get more details about it and just study what you can, and so that you're fully aware and you know what to tell your children and how to save their lives. Yeah,
absolutely. And we're going to get into your art in the second half, and we'll explain why you call yourself the accidental artist, which I thought was pretty interesting. But now, from what I've known about you, you definitely are the type of person that tells it like it is, which is wonderful. And that has carried itself through into your book, which is written in a very unique way. So explain a little bit about your book and who it's written for and all of that.
Okay. Well, as we mentioned, it's called Please Don't Say That, SH*T. And that is exactly how it's written. So when you type that into Amazon.com, that's how you should write it so that you can find it. What happened was I went to dinner with some friends who I haven't seen since Maddie died. And he said, I was sharing my grief journey with them. And he said to me, you know, she would want you to be happy. And I lost my mind. And that night I went home and said, I'm going to write a book. There's so many cliche things that come out of people's mouths because they don't really know what to say. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't help. It does more damage than good.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I have taken the cliches that people say.
That made you nuts.
Right. That make me absolutely crazy. On the left side of my book, as you open it, that is written at the top, and then my reaction to it, which I didn't speak into words until this book.
Okay.
I held that in a lot. And then why it's inappropriate, why it doesn't work. On the right side, something that you could say that would actually bridge the gap between the supporter and the griever and share love and compassion instead of just some cliche. And then why that's more effective.
So what I want to say right now is that there are people out there, we've all lost people, but for some people it's been many years. So those wounds are not fresh. But then when they hear that someone has passed, my first thought is, what do I say? So your book is actually, I think, okay, I'm going to look at the camera and point. You're not supposed to point at people, but I'm going to, and say that actually every person should really get a copy of this book because while most of us, feel okay socially, and at a time like a death, all of a sudden you feel awkward. What do I say? This actually will help that person, okay? Help their friends, family, loved ones that lost someone. And then, of course, someone who has lost someone recently. This is the first step, I think, for the grieving process. And you're helping people face to face. You're helping people through your social media. So what we're going to say right now, Amazon, and you can find the book two ways. Michelle Butler, Michelle with two L's, Butler, Butler, or Michelle C. Butler, and that will pull up the book, or please don't say that, SH*T. Okay?
Correct.
And then your Facebook page, because your website is soon to be launched, but the portal, anytime you're doing anything, people, when they go to your Facebook page, are then going to be directed to every other place of where you want them to go.
Absolutely. And that's Michelle Frey, Frey -Butler.
And what I love about your page is that you look into the camera and you just start talking.
Yeah.
And you have a large community of people that, want to listen to you, but now you're ready to take it a step further.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to share this message with the world. And, God has been speaking to me and he wants to speak through me. And I know that in my soul now. I thought so many times, why did I have to survive this? Why do I have to be here and she's gone? And I think my reason is that it's been made very clear. I mean, I wrote this book in 3 weeks.
I was going to say that it literally, that's what you use, that term, that it poured out of you.
It poured out of me.
This was nothing where you thought, gee, perhaps I should, or other people told you. This was, that catalyst was your well-meaning friend, okay? Yes. And you went home and you said, well, by golly.
Yes.
I mean, you might have used a different phrase than by golly.
Yes, I did.
But this is radio, and we have to be careful.
Yes.
But so
I was inspired. Yeah. And much like the art has inspired me, it helps me to release in a certain way. It helps me to focus in a lot of ways. It helps me to have patience and to just kind of sit back and watch things come together.
Yeah.
So, and that's been huge for me in healing. All of this has been.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what I'm going to do within actually a minute before the break? I don't want to do a question and have to rush through the answer. I'd rather have them sit for a couple of minutes for a break. And then we're going to come back and learn even more about the book and your art. So Michelle Butler and I have a lot more to say. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Don't sweat in your boxers. Call the AC Doctors at 344-3944.
York, install confidence. Contact the AC Doctors, acdoctorsinc.com.
If you dream of creating a home with furniture where you make life one long weekend, visit Sunshine Furniture now and save 50% on all Tommy Bahama and Lexington during the fall savings event. Bedroom, living, and dining room, home office, media, and occasional furniture that is inviting and comfortable, Tommy Bahama and Lexington offer everything you need to furnish your Florida home. We're also having a huge half-price fall sale on lots of other coastal furniture by Universal, Hooker, Riverside, Seawinds, and Capri, including big sales on patio furniture by Berlin Gardens, Lloyd Flanders, Telescope, Kingsley Bait, and Windward. All pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price, and in-stock rugs are on sale too. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com and be sure to shop our outlet store directly across the street.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Start your day with fuel in your tank with breakfast at Marsh Landing. You'll love our biscuits and gravy, sweet potato pancakes, or eggs Benedict with a fried green tomato. And how about a mimosa or a monster Bloody Mary? It's breakfast, old Florida style, at Marsh Landing in Fellsmere.
If you operate a small business, you need services like payroll, tax compliance, HR tools, and other resources. You need Complete Employee Solutions. Vero Beach has a team of professionals, including Anthony Sammons, Matt McCain, and Jennifer Comer, who saw the need for competent payroll, HR, and employee leasing services. Call Complete Employee Solutions at 772-978-7277 or visit their website at CompleteEmployeeSolutions.com.
I'm your host, Ellen Contreras, and I've been chatting with Michelle Butler about her book. We're going to get into her art, but we're going to continue with the book for the second half. Please don't say that SH*T. And this is about a book guiding you through the grieving process of when you've lost someone, okay? So, but then there are other issues that I think this will also help, because there's trauma situations, and you've mentioned PTSD and CPTSD.
Correct.
And I understand post-traumatic stress disorder, but when you talk about this, explain the C part as well. So, yeah.
So first, I have to say that if you've watched a loved one die, you probably have some degree of PTSD. A traumatic event like that doesn't just go by you lightly. And so there are tests online that you can do to just answer questions, like 10 questions or 12 or something, and then it'll guide you from there. But if you do have PTSD, you need help for it. It just doesn't go away. The CPTSD is chronic, and it's from childhood trauma, domestic violence, abuse, years of having trauma in your life.
And so one of the things about you is that you tried a lot of different therapies, and you are really very vocal about what you have gone through, the different therapies that you have tried, because sometimes people will say, I went to a grief group, or I went and saw this person one-on-one, right? Yeah. And then they're off on their own. And no, this is a journey. Keep fighting.
Keep fighting for the light, no matter how you can find it. Oh, God, gooses again. Because I tried the support group, and that's number 43 in my book. The leader of that group said that one. And I did go on a little sabbatical after that. I was like, no. But then I tried traditional therapy, EMDR therapy, set therapy, codependency coaching. And then I found ketamine therapy, which catapulted me into healing. It heals your brain. Another one to look up. There's a lot to it, science and all of that. But, and then the coaching. And the coaching has helped me so much, because it's strategic, and it's planned, and it's deliberate, So we have a plan in motion, and then I can take it. It's not just like, I feel sad today and you know, it's really working through the grief, going all in to get through it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I love that. And now, because I'm just looking at the time, we have a lot to cover. All right. So now the writing was very cathartic for you. And then you also found out that not only can you just dabble some paint on a canvas, you can paint.
Yeah.
So you call yourself the accidental artist. Explain how this all happened. Because you're in art shows now and everything.
Yes. And that was weird. It was just a weird thing. My dad and his wife came for New Year's Eve, and she said, do you want to go to Michael's and get some paint and get some wine? And I said, absolutely, let's do it. So then we chose this little beach scene with a palm tree, and my palm tree looks like a palm tree. I was like, wow. And, you know, interestingly, for a while, I thought that it was like Maddie coming through my hand because she's very creative, you know. Mm-hmm. But I've realized, though, through growing as a griever and growing as Michelle and growing as an artist and an author now, that the sky is not the limit. It is the starting place.
That's a really nice way of putting that, really. And so you have been in art shows.
Yeah.
You have something coming up. And I, again, want to direct people in the second half because people can watch this so they see the information. Mm-hmm. But for those listening on the podcast and iHeartRadio, the Facebook page right now is where you're directing people.
Yes.
And so,
it's the holidays.
Yes,
you know,
thank you.
And so for two reasons.
Yeah.
We have to bring up the holidays because grievers are maxed out grieving, and we're going to hide it as best we can. We're going to shove our grief monster in the closet and go cook, you know, but maybe some traditions could be changed, and maybe you could just check in with your griever and say, you know, should we do something different this year? Because those are triggers, you know, the things that we always did with our loved one, those are triggers, and it makes it harder to get through the holidays. But this is a perfect time to get this book for everyone because everyone qualifies. Everyone is either knows someone who's grieving or about to know somebody who's grieving or they're grieving. And this is a horrible time of year for all of the emotions. Even when you're not grieving, it's a hard time of year, you know, but when you are, you can times that by 50. At least. Yeah, no, that's very true. It is stressful for a lot of people. And then with the art that you have, you were at some art shows, but you have an art walk coming up? Well, actually, my next show is at the what's his name? I'm trying to say. That's okay. Waldo's. What's his name? Waldo's Secret Garden. Yes, Waldo's Secret Garden. Nice. I'm trying to think of his first name. Yeah. Anyway. It's at Waldo's Secret Garden, December 16th and 17th, 11 to 5 during that weekend. I think Sunday might be 11 to 4. But yes, you can come and get your Christmas shopping done and buy some beautiful art. Turn your house into a gallery. Oh, absolutely. And Waldo Sexton, thank you, Cindy. Waldo Sexton. Yeah, yes. So Cindy is the production engineer and our studio audience. I'm waiting for a whole stadium to be built here. That'll happen soon, I'm sure of it. Good. I'm excited for that one. I know, me too. I keep saying it. I don't know when it's going to happen, but if I say it enough, maybe they'll do something, you know. It'll happen. Yeah, I think it should. I believe that. Yes, absolutely. And put it out there. So another thing that I wanted to make sure that we get across also is the fact that you are already helping a lot of people. People are coming to you one-on-one for advice and such, but you light up a room. Okay, Thank you. What I want to say is at Anna Valencia's, right? At Anna Valencia Tillery's luncheon, all the ladies surrounded you. I could barely get out because I won one of your paintings, this gorgeous jellyfish, and the colors are perfect for my house. I love that. Veronica and Kathy, I'm literally holding on because they were trying to grab it from me. That's wonderful. And everybody just was really happy to get to know you and meet you and things. So, you know, you just seem to draw people to you. I've seen it. Okay. Thank you. And so now going in front of groups of people, I think, is
the next logical step. It's something that you said, I want to do.
Yes, I did put that out there.
Absolutely. And
I
this
want to share my
show-
light. You know, I've fought so hard to find this light, and you know, thank you, God, I've come this far, because I was suicidal in February, and you know, had a plan, and the whole thing failed.
Yeah, because
divine intervention.
Divine intervention kept you here.
Yes.
And so this show is a stage for you because
There's
of
so
its
many
reach.
people out. Yes. So many people out there that need this. Not even just grievers, but women who have CPTSD, they don't know it, you know. They can learn from this, because everything that I'm teaching now is all of the tools I've found to grow as a full human being, and you know.
Exactly. And so for those that are watching and listening that maybe have groups that are thinking, wow, I need you to speak, I want them to get in touch with you.
Yes.
They can send you a Facebook.
MichelleCButler.com is my website.
Okay.
By the time this airs, I feel like it'll be, I'm within 2 days out now.
Oh, then absolutely.
So-
By the time this airs on iHeartRadio, it's available immediately on the podcast, but that's okay, because it's Michelle, 2 L's, and then on Facebook, Frey, Frey -Butler,
right,
and then MichelleCButler.com.
Correct.
And it's Michelle, Michelle, C, as in Charlie, but that's not your middle name. That's what I just say. C, Butler, Butler. Okay, and .com. And okay, so now what I want to make sure that we talked about the fact that conferences, one-off events where speakers are needed to get in front of people.
Yeah, and even collabs, you know, collaborating with people that are in the industry of, I hate to say it, but death. You know, I had a funeral director reach out to me and say she wants to work with me in some capacity. So, you know, I feel like there's just not really an area where I don't fit in.
Yeah.
You know,
and even the hospice centers.
Hospice.
Yeah. Absolutely. I had, my mom went through hospice, and I had somebody come and just check in on me. But your book back then would have been very helpful.
And it would be helpful to get into hands before the event happens. You know, that's the thing, to be proactive and not fumbling through it. Because I've lost so many friends. I just lost another one this week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I don't know if it's burnout or if it's just time to move on, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I know it's hard for supporters to grieve every day when they're not grieving.
Yep.
You know, so this book supports both sides. Yeah, it really does.
Did you see what Cindy just did? She gave us that we only have 2 minutes left.
Oh, no.
Okay, so that's, I don't think, right. I think she's mistaken in her timing, but we're going to let her go with that. Okay. But I want people to understand, because we mentioned this in the first half, that your book, when you open it up, the left-hand side is going to be what someone said to you that was a little incorrect, and how you felt about it, why it was incorrect. And then immediately on the other side, the right side of the page, is the right thing to say and why it's effective and helpful.
Correct.
Okay, very good. So now, with about 30 seconds left, what else would you like people to know before we wrap up?
Just take care of yourselves this holiday season. You know, just really get into self-care and find things that you love and give a little focus on you. Everybody needs it.
I think that's great. I think, because you know, we get caught up in the day to day, and it is
and giving.
Yeah,
and not receiving.
Yeah.
We need to receive from ourselves first.
Exactly. You know? To be good to ourselves, replenish, so that we can
put the oxygen mask on you first, right?
Yeah. Don't worry about grandma. Take care of yourself.
The airlines have it right.
Yeah. Just kidding. People are going to be mad at me now.
Well, grandma will be better taken care of if you're taken care of first.
Very true.
That's the truth.
So we are right now out of time. So thank you very much, because this is going to help untold millions of people. I know this for a fact. I know this.
I feel it too, Ellen. Thank you.
Absolutely. My name is Ellen Contreras. I'm the host of Treasure Coast Connector. I hope everyone has a safe, productive, wonderful week. And until next week, I miss you already.